Hi, welcome to Allbrands After Hours with me, Courtney Douthat. Welcome to the show where we hang out and craft together. Today we'll be unboxing a brand new Brother ScanNCut SDX325. Let's see what's in. So today, let's go unbox this brand new machine. I have a lot of people that are always like, Courtney, I'm scared to cut open the box. I'm scared to jump in. What do you get? What should I expect to get? What is this thing that's in here? We'll go over all of it together. Spoiler alert, the box is open because the warehouse doesn't trust me to open boxes. And they were like, no, we've got it. It's okay, Courtney. So the box is open. Let's go ahead and open it up. Oh my goodness. It's like a present. It's like Christmas early. Here we go. And don't worry guys, I'll do some overhead shots so you can see. Oh my goodness. Okay, so when you open her up, you're gonna see this. And what this is the first thing that you should be grabbing out is this right here. And what this is it's a instructional little booklet of your first project that they want you to make on this machine. Courtney, why do they give you a first project? Because giving you a first project is now going to make you not so scared of the machine. You've completed something. We've got accomplishments now. So we're gonna open her up. Let's see. Oh. Well, maybe we should unbox it all and then open up pieces. But that's what that is. So let's put it over here. Okay. Now we've got this right here. This is our power cord. We're gonna open that up. There's our power cord. And now you're done with this box. We'll put that to the side. There's our power cord in her little plastic baggie. See. I'm just gonna take it out. There we go. There we go. Put that to the side. And you can put all this packaging back in the box if you keep the box. That's 100% up to you. And let's go ahead and we'll take this out too. Oh, and there's nothing in the sides, so don't worry about anything being in the sides. There we got our booklet and our instruction manual. So put that right here. Okay, that's the side. And then we have machines in here, but if you notice right here on the side, if you pull this out, there's your mats. So with a 325, you're going to get two different mats. So you're going to get your gold tan mat and you're going to get your purple standard mat. So there you go. And then the paper for our first project. We'll go over that in a minute. I'm getting excited. There she is. All sealed in her plastic. And just to get these foam parts out, you just go boop, and it comes right out. Again, boop. And you have to make the noise. It's mandatory. You have to make the noise. And then, I have to stand up to do this because I'm short. There she is, all in her glory. And there is this down below. So, let's go ahead. Move the box out of the way. Here she is. Oh my goodness. Okay, before we dive into the machine, I want to dive into the things that we just pulled out of our box. Let's go one by one. So I'm going to put this lovely girl right here. Oh, I love the flowers. Sorry, I get easily distracted. That's pretty. Okay, so we got our extension cord that we took out of that little brown box, and the little Ziploc was very well protected. And it actually has a little, I don't know what you would call these things. It's not a zip tie, but it has a little fastener that just comes off. Keep this fastener. I always keep mine because I travel with my machine a lot. So I like to be able to have a nice, neat way to, you know, put my cord back instead of trying to shove it in there because your cord won't fit in your ScanNCut. So it's nice to have a little nice way to keep everything together. So you've got your cord to your ScanNCut. We've got your instruction manual. So very, very nice thing to have. I like that they include them because I've noticed some machines, not Brother, but some machines don't include an instructional manual anymore, and you have to go online and print it out. And no, they gave you your instruction manual. So love that. There we go. And if you read the instruction manual, that's for cheaters. No, I'm just kidding. Alrighty, they give you this right here, and a lot of times people don't know what this is. This is really nice. This is Brother's branded like a Heat and Bond or Wonder Under or something like that. That's for appliques, and it has a little instructional way to use it in the back. So they just give you, it's an iron-on fabric applique contact sheet. So it's just for appliques because ScanNCut, so easy to do appliques. So they go ahead and they give you some in the box that you can actually test, see if you like it. I always use it because it's technically free with my machine. Of course I'm going to use it. So that's awesome. So they give you that. That way you can go ahead and just start doing appliques. They give you this. This is very important. I really, really like that they did this. And I mean, one, yes, because they're giving you a step-by-step guide of how to do your first project. So that way, oh, that's pretty. So I appreciate that. It's like a magazine. But they give you a step-by-step guide of how to cut out your first project, which is going to be what's on the front. It's going to be this little paper box. It's a 3D box. So not only have you finished a project with your ScanNCut, you've also made a 3D thing, which is kind of cool. So the first thing they are asking you to do is paper. So also in this book is how to set up your wireless. So, oh, I didn't mention it. This is the getting started guide. So when you're first getting your machine, the instruction manual is cool, but I would actually read this first. And it will tell you all the cool things about all the different features of the machine, like in color, in a nice little magazine. Like, I'm loving this. This is great. So really, really great wealth of knowledge. Now, one thing, because remember, I'm Allbrands, I'm not Brother. One thing that kind of makes me raise an eyebrow is the fact that they have on picture that piece of cardstock on a standard mat. Because remember, your standard mat and your fabric mat come with the machine. See, they're brand new plastic. So let's open this, because I have a pretty strict rule about not putting anything that's like cardstock or paper on anything but that blue low-tack mat, which is your paper mat. So it makes me very nervous that they're asking you to put paper onto a brand new standard mat, because a brand new standard mat is going to be unbelievably sticky. So that concerns me, that is what they're asking you to do first. So what I would do if you're going to do the project is I would put it on there very lightly. I wouldn't push down on it and seal it on there. I would very lightly put it on there, because if not, you're going to get paper stuck to your standard mat. So it'd be way worse if you're doing the fabric mat. So it's not any better, but they are telling you to do it on your standard. I have a hard, fast rule about not doing paper on that, but they're telling you to, so I'm sure they know what they're doing, but we'll actually do it together. So if we're going to ruin a standard mat, we're going to do it together. All right, let's go over these other ones. So inside of there is just telling you about what to do with your blade. I never read these. So, all right, and then here's my fabric mat. So same concept. Let's take her out of her plastic. Oh my gosh, a new mat. There's nothing better than a new mat. Oh my God. It's just perfect. Perfect, perfect. All right, there we go. Something else that is really neat that I've never noticed about these little booklet, about this little Get Started magazine booklet, is that on the back of it, it has QR codes to go to Brother Support Center. So if there's something going on with your machine, something's wrong, you have Brother Support there. And a lot of times they'll have frequently asked questions. So if it's something, you're having trouble setting up your wireless feature, Brother Support's really great about that. So very, very cool. And then they give you information about Canvas Workspace, which if you don't know, Canvas Workspace is the free software that Brother gives you that goes with the ScanNCut. You don't have to use it because the machine is a standalone machine, but it's there if you want to use it. I like it. I think it's really cool. It's an added bonus. So very cool. It's the ScanNCut screen. It's that editing screen, but bigger on your laptop or computer or whatever. And there's a desktop version and there is an app version. Both really great. I use them both. They have the Android version and they have the iPhone version. So I guess they call it the App Store and Google Play, which is where you go to get your apps on your phone anyways. But if you have an Android, there you go. If you have an iPhone, there you go. So very, very cool. I actually really like that. All right, so let's open her up. And like I said, we are going to do this first project together. So we'll put this here for right now, but we're coming back to that. Alrighty, so scoot her on over to me. So we have this right here. Before you do anything, take off the stickers. So there's a sticker on the back. It's a little blue sticker. It's just, there's a little tray that pulls out. So take that little sticker off too. And then there's this one, unsticker from the top, and take the cardboard out. That right there is a Mind Connection card. So keep that. Do not throw that away. That is something we want. So I'll actually take it out of this glue. That's some sticky tape. And then we're done with this. Unless you really want to keep it. I know some people, they literally put all the cardboard back together when they go places with their machine, which is fine because, I mean, it keeps it safe. It's all in there, but I take it out. It's pretty secure. I mean, it's hard. So it's up to you if you want to keep it. Alrighty. So I'm not going to show you my code, but it's my connection code. You should go onto Canvas Workspace to put that My Connection code and register your machine. Register that machine. It's the number one thing I can tell you. Register the machine, because if there's something wrong with your machine, they already know what machine you have, serial number, all that. So register your machine. So you have that. Keep that. That's very important. If you want to leave it in the machine, that's cool too. All right, we're gonna take off this. Oh, well, I love it. I loved. What is it? Those things when you take off the screen protector of your brand new phone, or that little thing. Same concept. All right, so in here, I love the storage. Anyone remember the models before the storage? Storage. All right. So in these little baggies right here, we have the pin set, or the little pin holder. We can open it up in the back, put it in for these two pins right here. They are in a separate baggie. Previous models had other pins that you could get. You can buy those separately, but these come with your machine. You've got a blue one for water soluble. You've got a purple one for air soluble. So why would I want these pins? Well, she can draw. So if you're drawing out your seam allowance on your quilt block that you're cutting out, you can now put a water soluble pin in, draw that seam allowance, or you can add seam allowance to anything you bring in or anything on the machine. Or you can add a air soluble. Like that. So very cool thing to have. I love that they've kept this with it. That is really, really awesome. So now we have our pins holder and then our pins. So cool. All right, let's open this one. Okay, we're all familiar with this bag. Any sewing, embroidery machine you've ever gotten from Brother, you've seen this bag. So, and you know what? Before the storage, this bag was a lifesaver because we didn't have storage in the ScanNCut, so we had to keep it all in things like this. Now we have storage, but they still give you the little bag, so appreciate a free item. So I'm gonna take everything out. Okay, so you've got your stylus right here that you can use to touch your screen, turn anything on. I like this. I think it's nice that they've added it. My finger also works, and I lose my finger way less than I lose a stylus, but now I have a new one, so maybe I'll actually use it. So you also get your spatula, and I really, really like that they give this to you because it's a very sticky mat. These are very sticky mats, and if I'm cutting something out like fabric that's delicate and has like a, can fray and has a weave to it, well, I'm going to take my spatula and wiggle underneath it to get it off of that sticky mat, but gently, so I'm not disturbing anything or hurting my fabric in any way after it's been cut. So spatula for the win. Also, there is a foam backing on the spatula to change out your blades on your cutting blades. So if you haven't seen the videos we've done, which was 5 do's and don'ts of ScanNCut, I showed you how to change your blade out on that video. So highly recommend that. Okay, let's open this up. And then this is the girls of the show. You've got these two blades that come with the 325. This is your black auto blade. This is a standard, pretty much everything is going to be done with this blade, other than fabric. This is your fabric blade. So think fabric mat was tan or gold, whatever you want to call it. This correlates with that. So you would use, well, let me turn it, put that one down. So tan mat, tan blade. So those are going to be your fabric. When you're doing fabric on your 325, this is going to be the girl that you go to. These are your fabric scissors. So whenever I'm cutting out, I'm thinking, okay, what blade do I need to use? Well, I'm doing fabric. Let me use my fabric scissors. Okay, I'm doing vinyl. Well, I'm not going to use my fabric scissors on vinyl. I'm going to use this blade. So easy way to get them sorted in your head. All right, so speaking of the blades, if you were to put the blade in there just like this in your machine, it's not going to do anything. There is a protective little cap that goes right there on your blade. This is just to protect you from that blade. If you were to push down on the plastic, a little blade comes out. So that is an extra little bonus so you don't accidentally cut your hands, or little ones are running around and they grab this Well, I've got a few extra seconds to get it out of their hands with that protective little top on it. So I love that extra little safety feature, you know. All right, so those are the things that come inside there. I'm very excited about this. Oh my goodness. So let's actually plug her in and turn her on. God, that's a long cord. Jeez Louise. So the little plug is actually right here in the back, right near the corner. We're gonna plug it on in. Okay, and now hit the on button. So we hit that on button, and now she does a pretty little demonstration, which is neat. But if we want to go ahead and go to our home screen, all we have to do is select anywhere on the screen. Oh, she wants to move my carriage. Okay, that was weird. Alrighty, so now she is right here to our main screen. I always tell people, as soon as you open that box, I want you to click around. That is the easiest way to learn your machine, is clicking around, looking around. You're not going to hurt it. You're not going to hurt it by just clicking around. So let's go to patterns. Let's see, what's in here? Oh, these are a bunch of cool shapes. If I want to scroll down a ton, I can select that and it brings me all the way to the bottom. Go back. Now I should be using my stylus because I actually know where it is. Click in there. Oh, look at that. Here's some more cool little designs. Again, we can click around in here and look at all of them. That's really cool. Now, Brother wants you to do that first project that they gave you. You can do that, of course. I would, so that way you're finishing a project, you know, little encouragement. Unearth this. But let's go ahead and we're going to follow the guide. And we're going to do the first project that they want us to do. So we've got, let's go to the page. And it tells you on here, page 8 is where we need to go to get that first project. Okay, so step 1, attach the cardstock to the mat. So again, we don't want to use our fabric mat. We want to use the standard one they gave us. And you do have a protective clear sheet on there. Oh, it's like a chalkboard. We're going to take that off and we're going to get the blue cardstock that came with the machine. Now, again, makes me very nervous. Maybe this is a special kind of cardstock, but it makes me very nervous to put cardstock on a brand new standard mat. So you see, I'm just kind of lightly pushing it on there. I'm not pushing it on there because it's a brand new mat. She's sticky. She does not need my help. Alrighty. Make sure that the arrow is facing the machine feeder because the mat has a hole right here that you can hang your mat and then an arrow. Previous ScanNCuts, the CM models, their mats could go in either way, but SDX you can only go in one way. So you're going to see the little arrow at the top. That is where you're going to place it in here to be able to feed into your machine. Alright, so step 2, peel off protective sheet. We already did that. Attach the cardstock. I'm just breezing through this. Alright, so we're going to do cardstock. Which blade do we want to use? Well, do we use our fabric blade or our black auto blade? I'm going to use my black auto blade. She's also an auto blade, but I'm going to use my black one because I don't want to use my fabric scissors on cardstock. So we're going to take off that little protective cap and we're going to slide it into our machine like this. Once you slide it in, you're going to press down this little lever and it's going to lock in there just fine. If you ever feel any resistance, make sure that there is nothing in there that has lodged from a previous project of any kind of debris, and it isn't in the way, and then it should lock down fine. Okay, so I'm just skipping through the steps here. There we go. Oh, that's nice. They give it to you in color with little squares around it. All right, so she's going to tell you, did it say load your mat? No, that's not till step 4. I'm jumping ahead. So let's switch cameras. Alright, so it's telling you to go to patterns. Go to this one right here. Then it wants you to come down one. Oh, Courtney, use your stylus. And then you're going to go to this one right here. Alrighty, so it wants you to select this one right here. I think it would have been better to select this one, in my opinion, because this will have you draw first and then cut out. This one's only going to make you cut out. So, personal choice, but I would have told you to draw first. But I guess it doesn't want to overwhelm you with too many steps. But in my opinion, that would have been my first one, because then you could have drawn and you could have cut. But, okay. Let's do what it tells us to. Let's go there. Alrighty, so now we come here. It's telling us the exact size it's going to cut out that box. So it's going to actually fit perfectly in that paper because that paper was a 12 by 12 because our mat's a 12 by 12 and it completely filled up that area. So we could have actually gone bigger, but this is the size they want you to go. So we'll follow the rules, but you could have gone bigger. So there it goes. It sets it right there on my mat. Now, of course, it is a touch screen, so if I touch it, I can move things around. And since my cardstock is a 12 by 12, this mat is a 12 by 12. Again, we could have gone bigger if we wanted to, but this is the size that they're telling us to in the instructions. So we're going to be good, and we're going to follow the instructions. And then you could have put it anywhere on there. But this is where they say to go, so we're going to hit OK. They're not even telling you to go into the edit field because they want you to finish a project before going into the nitty-gritty of editing. So we're going to please select. What do you want to do? Do you want to cut, draw, emboss, foil? We want to cut. All right, so now we're into this screen. And this is where it would tell us our pressure, speeds, everything. Well, we have an auto blade, so we're not going to mess with any of that. We're going to keep it where it is. Half cut is off because half cut, I think it usually comes off with your machine. Mine currently is off. She's brand new. So she's off, which half cut you would want for like vinyl and stuff like that. But we want to go all the way through this material. So half cut is off. Alrighty. Now, let's go ahead and we're going to load our mat. This button right here is your load button. So I'm going to take my mat and I'm going to put it right here up to the edge where it touches. I'm just going to hold the back of it lightly. I'm not going to hold it up here. I'm not going to shove it in. I'm just going to hold it lightly, give it a little support, and then click that load button. That is going to allow it to feed in. Remember to take that sticker off the back if you haven't taken that little blue sticker off the back. Alrighty. So now she's loaded in. She's ready to go. All right, and we are going to hit start. She gives us an estimate of 3 minutes to take it to cut that item out. It's a habit to touch the mat. Don't do that. She's coming down, she's testing the thickness of that material because she is an auto blade. She'll automatically sense how deep this material is and only cut that material and not cut through your mat. Over time, you might see a bit of scoring, especially if you're doing very thick materials. You might see a little bit of scoring, but it's not going to hurt your mat. And it doesn't happen very often. But again, if you're doing thick materials like a cork or a foam, you might see a little bit of that, or a leather. You might see a bit of that, but if we're just doing, you know, thin things like a thin fat piece of fabric, it's not really going to score. So something to be just aware of, so it doesn't hurt your mat. All right, she's done. So we're going to select this button, the same button we used to load it. We're going to unload it with that same button. And there she is. Now, just makes me very nervous to put cardstock on a standard mat, but it seems like that's a special kind of cardstock, so it's fine. How cool is that? And technically, you could have kept using this cardstock. I'm frugal, okay? So that's cool. That is awesome. Now, they recommend, and I do as well, to take your spatula tool. You're going to come underneath. I actually would not start with the little crowns. I would come underneath and just wiggle that spatula underneath the cardstock to get it up. Sticky mat, so be careful. And there she is. Courtney, that doesn't look like a box. I know. If you look really closely, at this design that it cut out, it actually cut out perforated lines. So when we are folding it up to create our box, we already have nice crisp perforated lines that we can fold on. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we're actually going to fold inwards on each one of those perforated lines. Just a little bit, not like folding it in half. And then it's really cool. So you're going to take your, is it better if I show you this way? You're going to take the two crowns, and they have little perforated lines right by them too. You're going to take them and put them together. There are little perforated lines, so if you actually hold the bottom and kind of push down, it automatically makes it flip out. And you're going to take the little slits that are in there, and you're going to put the little slits around the crowns and over them like that. So same concept. If you need to push it down, so if you put it on a table and kind of push it down a little bit while you do it, it's a little bit easier to put it around. How cool is that? So now we've made our first project that they've given us the supplies to do. The only thing you have left to do let's see if let's put it right here. There we go. Actually, let's put it right here so you can have a place of honor right now. Only thing left to do is to clean off your mat. Just take your spatula, go underneath all the little bits that are left on your mat. Again, if you see a bit of scoring, it's fine. That was a really thick cardstock. It's not going to hurt your mat. Your mat's fine. It's okay. There we go. And then before we do anything else, we're going to take the clear plastic that came with our mat, so protective cover, and we're going to put it back on there. Now there is a little cutout on here that matches the cutout of our mat, so put it back on there so nothing gets stuck on our mat, you know, dirt, debris, my hair, nothing gets stuck on the mat. So we've now put that up. You can now throw this away unless you want to use the little bits of cardstock. She is done. So now you've completed your first project. So yay, you've done it. You've gone through, you've clicked in, you're not scared of it anymore. It's out of the box and you have done something on it. And all you have left to do is make sure you follow us on our YouTube channel, Allbrands. I do a show called Allbrands After Hours where we do a lot of scan and cut videos. We did Scan and Cut 101. What are all these different mats and blades? Because there are additional ones, not just the ones that came into the 325. We go over all of those. We go through all of the buttons on the machine. That was Scan and Cut 102. We've done projects. We've done do's and don'ts and tips and tricks. So definitely make sure you follow that. And remember, the 325 is a machine that you can get on our website at allbrands.com. I'll leave a link to it in the description box that you can, of course, have shipped to you. And this is that exact model that I just opened up. So if you have any questions at all, please leave them down below. I love answering your questions. It's probably one of my favorite things to do. So thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Make sure you come back next week. We'll be having even more fun. And let's do some projects. I've been wanting to do project videos again. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that way we know you guys want more of these videos. And y'all have a great night. Bye.